One more activity. Yes.
Kaveh Kushnu, Yale School of Public Health. I'm new to the topic of the conference, and I'm wondering, what does the literature tell us about what are the effective ways to explain war and conflict to young children?
Sure.
Yo hablo en español. Dentro de los procesos de investigación que en Colombia se han hecho, que han estado centrados más en los efectos de la guerra en los niños, más que en la costo-efectividad de los programas no tienen todavía muy buena evidencia. Lo que se ha encontrado en los más pequeños está asociado a los temas de conductas de irritabilidad, conductas de estrés, conductas de altos niveles de ansiedad en los más pequeñitos. Y lo que nos encontramos con los niños que ingresan en los servicios de educación inicial, en los centros de desarrollo infantil, hay llanto permanente dentro de los listados de comportamiento que nosotros tenemos para hacer el seguimiento. Niños irritables, niños con comportamientos agresivos desde muy pequeños, pero niños también con conductas de ensimismados, no sé cómo se dirá eso en inglés, pero conductas de retraimiento y de bajas habilidades sociales. Ese fue el aspecto que nos tocó empezar a trabajar mucho más fuerte con las maestras, para que pudieran vincularlos al proceso pedagógico, porque lo que hacían era que los dejaban solitos, los aislaban y sencillamente no los incluían dentro de los procesos de trabajo en grupo que se estaban desarrollando.
One more question in the back.
Yes, hi. Thank you for very interesting ideas on this panel. My name is Ilham Nasser. I'm from George Mason University. I've been spending a semester in Palestine, and I've been thinking throughout all the presentations about the impact of identifying who's the enemy. Like, I don't know who's the enemy in Colombia. I don't know who's the enemy in Syria. I know who's the enemy in Palestine. It's the occupation. Does that in any way impact the level of resilience in children? Because I see anecdotally a lot of, or high levels of resilience everywhere, graffitis, poetry, whatever, you name it. Is there a correlation between when you know what your conflict is all about and the resilience level? And is there a correlation between that and where you see yourself on the violence categories that were named?
I can just make one brief comment since we're asked to be brief. One of the important protective factors is belief that life has meaning. You know, having an understanding of what's going on and the fact that your life is valuable and has meaning. And I think that in some ways having a clearly identified enemy helps to kind of calibrate what I can do, what control I might have. In fact, you know, if you think about movements among youth, like the Intifada, it's a meaning-making process. It's not toward a goal that all of us would want for young people because they're getting involved in conflict. But I think we need to understand that there are many different ways that meaning as a system could work. That would be my thought on that, but that's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
Do you want?
Briefly.
Very briefly, it's a great question. There was a researcher whose name I'm forgetting right now, but I'll remember it, who studied young adolescents exposed to war-related events in the Intifada and in Kuwait, and found that the more the exposure to war-related events in the Intifada, the more pro-social and proactive youth were. The more exposure to the same events in Kuwait, which was a war of invasion as opposed to a war of resistance, the lower. So I think you're right that the meaning-making, and it includes political meaning-making, the meaning-making that's associated with that does set the context for how children experience and develop. And, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I think if anyone has any further questions, we'll have time during the coffee break. I'm sorry, we have one more event going on. I'd like to thank Andrew, Ann, Lawrence, and Constanza for your participation. And research is an iterative process, and we're looking forward to seeing as we move in progress. I'd like to invite now Gadir Tarazi from UNICEF to the podium to provide us a brief overview of the clouds over Sidra.
Thank you. Sabah al-khair, marhaba. Just a quick overview of what is Clouds Over Sidra. Clouds Over Sidra is a virtual reality movie that is done in collaboration with UN Millennium Campaign, UNICEF Jordan, Samsung, and Chris Milk Production Studio. It follows the life of a young girl living in the Zaatari Syrian refugee camp in Jordan and shows the daily struggles of the refugee camp through a unique and new way of showing the reality of the refugee camps through Google Cardboards and a virtual reality movie. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that technology. It was new for me before I came here, but it's a really cool way to see how is the life in the refugee camp just using cardboards where you can look around and experience that. So I would like to invite you to watch it. The Google Cardboards are on the coffee tables placed outside where Katie and myself are going to assist you. Thank you so much. Shukran.
Thank you, Gideon. We have actually about a 20-minute coffee break right now, and we invite you back to the session that begins at 11:30 at Policy Perspectives, Policies that Invest in Women and Young Children as Peace Builders, beginning at 11:30. Thank you very much.